Proficient Kumar Kesari, a multi-talented personality, writer, poet, lyricist and advocate, has brought his new satirical creation, Fashion, Finance and the Mathematics of Husband and Wife. This creation is not just humor but a sharp commentary on the reality of life. This satire is a mirror reflecting our habits and the truth of society in which we can both laugh and learn. There is no need to fear. Looking in the mirror does not spoil the face but offers an opportunity to groom and improve. That is its beauty. In it, laughter. So come, do not just listen to this satire but feel it, laugh, think, and if you wish, even decide to change a little. The household runs on two wheels, the husband and the wife, but the problem starts when the husband is the tire of the bicycle that sweats blood to avoid punctures, and the wife is the horn of that bicycle which blares loudly at every party and neighborhood gathering, attracting everyone's attention. The husband is a poor bank clerk, counting account numbers during the day, tutoring neighborhood children in the evening by counting their table chairs, dreaming only that the household accounts also run smoothly in the debit-credit balance, but the wife's account was a big pocket, in which the husband repeatedly explained, "Look, spend according to needs." But the wife's reply was always ready, "Life is given only once and one has to be embarrassed only once in front of the neighbors." The groceries bought with the tuition fees of the husband were spent on the wife's parties. When the bonus came, it was not a gas cylinder but a new golden high-heel cylinder. The neighborhood women asked, "Sister, where did you get this sari from?" And the husband thought, "I wish someone would ask at what price brother got the lentils." Eventually, the husband understood that this was no ordinary household. The husband and wife got the news that the boss's birthday was coming. The husband got tense hearing this news, thinking about the bonus. The wife got excited, thinking about making the neighbors jealous. 2 days before, the wife had bought a sari, slippers, earrings, purse, and gifts for the boss. Suddenly, she became sad. When the husband came home in the evening, he saw his wife's face was gloomy. The poor man got scared, thinking either robbers had raided the shop or the electricity bill had doubled. He lovingly asked, "What happened? Are you okay?" The clothes were all there, but there were no matching bangles and nail polish. The husband felt as if someone had dropped an atomic bomb on the color of his life. He remembered that this month he had paid the children's tuition fees with the potatoes EMI and now there was no money for. The husband started thinking, "Oh, household, I thought I would please the boss, but the real boss is sitting right at home." Suddenly, the wife said, "It's not like that, but I don't understand what to wear on my neck, ears, and hands for the boss's party. I want a complete set." The husband explained, "You have wedding jewelry, wear some of those." The wife quickly replied, "For this, you should have married a king or emperor. I am just a simple clerk." The wife said, "Then befriend kings, at least you won't have to look like a beggar at the party." The husband was lost in thought, such a strange situation. And this is the real joke of the household. The wife wants a diamond set for the boss's party and the husband just wants the grocery set to remain safe while returning home. The household stove rests on two things, income and understanding. Now, income is: if the wife catches the fever of fashion, understand that the husband's condition becomes like a patient who gets a prescription every month but never takes the full medicine. The wife said, "This is your fault. These days, straightforwardness doesn't work and the neighbors." "Diamond set, listen, how can I buy it?" The wife said innocently. "It's very simple, just borrow money from the bank on some pretext, and with that amount the diamond set will come." The husband put his hand on his forehead. "Loans will also have to be repaid." The husband thought, "Oh fate, I advise people daily not to borrow from banks and my own wife is teaching me the art of sinking in debt. This is not marital life, this is a fierce battle between interest and tactics." He couldn't understand whether to extract diamonds from bank theory or have diamond sets made from tuition children. On the day of the party, since morning, the wife was looking at him with hopeful eyes. She believed, "My husband will surely do something." By evening, the wife wore the sari, sprayed perfume and attar, looked at herself repeatedly in the mirror and said, "Now only the sparkle of diamonds is left, then I will be the star at the boss's party." But the husband was nowhere to be found. 2 hours passed. The wife was alert at every sound, running towards the door. When the postman came, she thought diamonds had arrived. When the neighborhood milkman came, she thought the bracelet had arrived. Finally, the husband came holding only a red rose. The husband smiled and said. The wife's face became like a child given a red torch instead of an iPhone. She angrily thought, why didn't this man become a business tycoon? If he were wise, diamonds would be sparkling around my neck today, and instead this rose. The husband was thinking silently, if I had brought a diamond set, the bank's recovery notice would have been hanging around my neck. By bringing a rose, at least my wife's anger is hanging around my neck. And this is the reality of our household. The wife thinks the husband will adorn her like diamonds, and the husband. The wife took the rose, but her mind was wandering elsewhere. Her eyes kept glancing at the bag hanging on the husband's shoulder, thinking to herself, the rose is just the initial trailer, the real diamond film will come out later. The husband's intentions. The wife grabbed it as if someone had given a Canadian groom to a bride. When the box opened, seeing earrings in the ears, bangles on the hands, and a pearl necklace, her every limb trembled with joy. She thought, wow, now I will be an angel at the boss's party. Oh Ram, little do they know these pearls are actually fake beads costing 30 rupees per kilo from Chandni Chowk. I created the illusion of pearls to avoid the diamond demand. Now, people in the party may think she is an angel or a snack seller's cart. The reality is that the wife's pearls. The wife was thinking inwardly, now all the women will be jealous, and the husband was thinking nervously, now all the men will ask how much it cost. The wife hugged the pearls and said with sparkling eyes, this must be very expensive. The husband sighed heavily and said, you are right, I will have to repay the bank loan. You fulfilled such a big wish of mine, now I must listen to you too. The husband's eyes shone. Wow, today the wife has improved, maybe the wasteful spending will stop now. But the very next moment the husband's face became like a businessman's when a tax raid is conducted at the income tax office. He thought, the household is a strange story, I will repay the debt, give a gift, and in grandeur and pride the wife will say, my husband gave me pearls. She chose the saree's color as if she were going to pass the dress code at the United Nations. On the day of the party, she was truly shining so much that even the boss's wife thought, seems like next time we should get a fake pearl set from the bank too. At the party, the wife's confidence touched the sky. She addressed everyone as if she were not the bank clerk's wife but the president of the fashion council. The poor husband stood in the corner holding a glass of cold drink, thinking to himself. But the real drama began the next day. The wife suddenly became worried. How to reduce the monthly expenses now? She kept calculating the budget repeatedly, and every time the clinking of her bangles disturbed the calculations. Finally, out of frustration, she said, enough. The wife snapped sharply, who said you have to stay at home? You give me a fixed amount every month and I will spend from that and keep the accounts. If there is a mistake, correct it. The wife immediately asked, and what about your personal expenses, Cricket? The husband saw that the expression on his wife's face looked like a facial expression of a model in an advertisement. He loved his wife's nagging, but experience had taught him that a husband's love is shown not by talking but by keeping quiet. So, now the income and expense accounts came into the husband's hands. Every month he gave the wife a fixed amount and then wrote it down in his diary like an accountant. The wife managed the expenditure department, the husband the finance department. The husband turned out to be so skilled in this balancing act that he wanted. He calmly awaited the day when the wife would say, now I understand, fashion shows and household shows cannot run together. Meanwhile, the wife was also waiting for when the bank loan would be repaid. Now a fixed amount went to the bank every month. The salary situation was such that earlier the whole month was enjoyed, now half the month was spent in EMI joy. After every penny was spent, the wife's condition became like a queen whose crown was taken off and household, grinding stone handed over. The husband found mental peace in this worship of repaying loans. He took 2 more tuition classes. Now he taught math to children in the evening and solved interest calculations himself before sleeping, but there was a cost. The wife no longer had time. She felt guilty at the moment she had told the husband to borrow money and buy pearls. She realized that for a few moments of party glory she had put the husband into a whole year of EMI slavery. She was crushed by guilt, but the husband thought. Today was the last day to repay the bank amount. The wife was going crazy with happiness. Finally, some trouble is gone. She was dancing around the room as if she had broken the chains of EMI of a whole year. The husband came, his face filled with moonlight. The wife? The wife said in an innocent tone, "I want to see nothing but your happiness." The husband bowed and said softly, "I want your happiness too. Now if you don't want to see, then don't see, just close your eyes." The wife closed her eyes, but she felt the gentle touch of the husband's fingers on her wrists and neck. She could not stop herself, and as soon as she opened her eyes, "What was this? You had bought a pearl set last year and you brought another, such big pearls with a blue-pink shimmering glow." The husband smiled quietly and said, "No, this is the magic of EMI-free pearls. The bank loan ended, so I added my mental labor and tuition interest. See, now you have happiness and I have peace, both sets complete." The wife's face blossomed with happiness and surprise. She thought, "Wow, the bank loan is over and the husband gave both the treasure of pearls and my happiness. Such a wise husband may never be found at a fashion show." At that moment, the wife realized. But the mental satire was that the second pearl set the husband bought was actually cheap fake beads from last year's Kanjivaram, which he simply made shine with the magic of interest-free loan. The husband smiled and said, "No, this is your savings." The husband said seriously, "I have not wasted money buying this, rather I have turned the injustice done to you into justice." The wife asked in surprise, "Who did injustice to me?" The husband nodded slightly and said, "I did." The wife laughed and said, "Impossible, a husband who loves like you can never do injustice." The husband said firmly, "But I did." The wife curiously. Seeing no other option, he bought a fake pearl imitation set plated with gold. "But you accepted my words, controlled your useless expenses and supported me at every step. Because of that, some money could be saved, and with that saved money this real set has been bought. Consider this not just a pearl set but a symbol of our understanding and mutual trust." The shy wife fell silent hearing her husband's words. At that moment the pearls. To her, the husband himself seemed like a pearl who became her real jewel, and this is the message. The true jewel is not material wealth but understanding, cooperation and trust that give the relationship its real shine.